Before the time of the white man's maps, before kingdoms were drawn in ink, there was Oyo, the heart of the Yoruba world, a land of kings, warriors, and gods. When the bata drums rolled across the plains, even the forests listened. The rivers whispered secrets to the hills, and the wind carried the names of the powerful. But none among them shone brighter than Shango, the Lion of Oyo, whose anger split the sky and whose roar became thunder itself. Long ago, when Alaafin Oranyan, the mighty founder of Oyo, returned from battle, he came home to his wives, and among them was a woman of mystery. Her name was Tapa, a princess from Nupe land, graceful as a river, wise as the moon. From her womb came a child who shook before he could cry, whose laughter sparked light in the air. The diviners gasped. "This one," they said, "is born with the fire of the heavens. His spirit is strong, but beware, for his anger will burn the earth." They named him Shango. As he grew, the signs never stopped. When he wept, the wind howled. When he stamped his foot, dust rose like a whirlwind. When he laughed, the lightning flickered in the distance. The old women whispered, "He carries the storm inside him." Shango grew tall and broad, his muscles like carved Iroko wood. He was not a gentle prince. He loved the roar of war horns, the clash of blades, the call of battle. His father sent him to train under Ogundira, a fierce general who had led Oyo's armies through many lands. There, Shango learned the art of command, the weight of the spear, and the silence before war. But while other men prayed to Ogun before battle, Shango prayed to the heavens. He would raise his staff to the sky and say, "If I am truly chosen, let thunder answer me." And sometimes it did. But the power that burned within him was not easy to hold. He had a temper like the dry Harmattan wind, hot, sudden, and dangerous. Once, during a royal ceremony, a courtier mocked his Nupe blood. Before anyone could speak, Shango's eyes flashed and lightning struck the palace roof. The man fell trembling. The elders called him Obaina, the king of fire, though he was not yet king. The Babalaos warned Oranyan, "Your son's power is great, but his heart must be guided. If he lets pride lead him, even the gods will fear his fall." When Oranyan died, the throne passed to his elder son, Ajaka, a kind and patient ruler. But patience, can be both strength and weakness. Ajaka loved peace, but peace invited trouble. Neighboring kingdoms mocked Oyo's quietness. Warriors grew restless. The drums of war went silent. It was Shango who stepped forward. He gathered the young warriors, lifted his red staff, and said, "Let us remind them that Oyo's blood is not water." With fire in their hearts, they followed him into battle, and victory after victory made his name echo through the land. The chiefs, jealous and fearful, whispered, "Ajaka rules the throne, but Shango rules the hearts of men." When the unrest became too great, Ajaka was deposed and Shango was crowned Alaafin of Oyo. The drums shook the earth, the people shouted, "Kabiesio Obakoso, the king has ascended." He sat upon the golden stool of his fathers, a lion among men, his crown heavy with destiny. Beside him stood his wives, Oba, gentle and kind, Oshun, graceful and wise, and Oya, fierce as a storm. Together, they ruled over a golden age. Shango expanded Oyo's reach across forests and rivers. He built new roads, fortified the city walls, and filled the armory with weapons of iron. The bata drums sang his name from dawn till dusk. It was said that Shango could call lightning from the sky. In battle, he carried 2 stones, sacred thunderstones given by the priests of Oyo. When he clashed them together, the sky darkened, thunder rolled, and enemies fled in terror. His warriors believed him invincible. His enemies called him the Sky King. But power, my people, is a hungry beast. It eats slowly, then devours everything. Shango began to change. He no longer dined with his generals. He walked alone, his eyes filled with stormlight. When an elder advised patience, Shango snapped, "The weak speak of patience, the strong make history." The chiefs bowed in fear, but behind closed doors, their hearts trembled. Even Oya, his beloved wife, whispered, "My husband, your fire burns too hot." He smiled faintly, "Then let it light the world." Among his commanders were 2 who had once called him brother, Timi of Ede and Gonka of Iresa, both fierce warriors, loyal yet proud. But Shango's temper had grown cruel. When he accused them of betrayal, they swore they were innocent. Still, he banished them, saying, "The storm needs no rivals." The men left Oyo, hearts burning with anger, and in their exile, the seeds of rebellion were sown. When rebellion came, it was swift and fierce. Timi and Bonka marched on Oyo, their drums echoing through the forest. Shango met them with his army, his staff raised high. The sky darkened, thunder rolled, and lightning danced across the plains. He struck his stones together once, twice, and the heavens answered. Bolts of fire rained upon the battlefield, scattering enemies. But one bolt, fate is cruel, struck the palace itself. Flames spread through the city. Innocents screamed. The people cried, "Kabiesi, your thunder burns us." Shango looked around, saw the destruction, and dropped his staff. The fire he had called had turned against his own. Defeated by his own power, shamed and broken, Shango fled Oyo with Oya beside him. They crossed forests and rivers until they reached Koso, a small village in the east. There, he sat beneath a tall tree, silent, staring at the sky. Oya knelt beside him. "My husband, return. The people will forgive." He shook his head slowly. "No, the gods have taken my crown. I was born of lightning, and to lightning I shall return." Thunder rolled faintly in the distance, as if answering him. That night, a storm gathered over Koso. The wind howled, rain fell like stones. Villagers said they saw Shango climb the hill, holding his red staff. He lifted it to the sky and cried, "If I have used your power unjustly, take me, but let my name live forever." Lightning struck, blinding bright. When the storm cleared, Shango was gone. Only his staff remained, glowing faintly, warm with fire. Oya wept, clutching it to her chest. Days later, thunder rolled again, but this time not from the clouds, it came from the hearts of men. The diviners proclaimed, "Shango did not die. He has ascended. He is the God of thunder and lightning, protector of kings, judge of truth. The people built shrines in his name. They called to him in storms. When thunder struck, they would shout, Obakoso, the king did not hang. Because a king like Shango could not die like an ordinary man, he became eternal. So, remember this. Power is a gift, but pride can turn it to ash. Shango's fire destroyed his crown, but gave birth to a god. His name burns in thunder. His story lives in every storm. When lightning flashes across the sky, look closely.